It's Puck Talk with the Hansons. I'm Steve.
I'm Jack.
That makes me Jeff.
And you're watching Sportstownchicago.com.
The movie Slapshot, you guys were very big parts of that, as well as Paul Newman. I know a lot of people who talk to me about the movie want to know what's it like working with a superstar like Paul Newman.
Well, first of all, Steve, Newman worked with us. Yes. You noticed that he never won an Academy Award till after Slapshot. We took him underneath our wing. We felt sorry for the guy. We brought him over to the house. We had the salads, all the salad, homemade salad dressing. We got the spaghetti sauces from the homemade salad, and we had popcorn after. And what's the guy do? Stole the recipes. Then he finds out we're after him. He gets in a race car driving. Now we can't find him, and we couldn't catch him at that time. But we let him slide because he gave all the money to his charities.
Very good. I guess the next question that I've got for you guys is, currently in the NHL, they're looking to outlaw fighting. They've talked about that as something that might be happening going forward league-wide. The whole premise of the movie that you guys were a part of was goon hockey, old-time hockey, fighting, and making it fun on the ice, fighting. So I'm wondering, what do you guys think of the NHL trying to outlaw fighting?
Well, first off, Jeff scored a goal.
I scored one goal.
Yeah.
So there's more offense than you thought there was.
Right.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. And the only reason we fought is because the guy hit Jeff with keys to the camper.
Tire iron.
Monkey wrench.
So, yeah. So, the NHL, this conversation comes up every year for years after years after years and taking it out. So, I think it continues to be just a passing phase, something to talk about. Something breaks out, and oh my gosh, why did that happen? They better stop fighting. So, back when we played today, the fighting played a little different part in the game, a little more strategic, intimidating, and right out of the box. Now it's kind of pre-planned, but I think it's still a part of the game, important part of the game, and shouldn't be taken out of the game.
Old-time hockey.
Yeah, like Eddie Shore.
Dick Clapper.
And Toe Blake.
Gordie Howe.
Gordy.
So, it's good.
Okay. Playing in a movie like that, what was the best part, the most fun part for you guys during the filming process of that movie?
When George Roy Hill said, "That's a wrap."
We're done.
Next question.
Okay.
No, I think the best part of it is we were, of course, pro hockey players at the time, but I always like to say is we turn around and we got hired for the job, and what was nice about it, we all thought basically that the actors would be here, the Teamsters would be here, and everybody else would be someplace else, but we became a whole darn family, and that's what I really loved about it. No one was better than anybody else, from Paul Newman to the Teamsters or anything else, and that's what I loved about doing the movie Slapshot. We became all a big family and great friends.
That's a big part of what
It was.
That's a big part of what makes movies awesome, and you definitely saw that on the screen. Similar story of the city of Charleston, with not a lot of fans behind the hockey team, the Chiefs. Happened in the late 90s, early 2000s with the Chicago Blackhawks, and now you see the rise to prominence that they've had. What was that like to see within an hour and a 2-hour movie?
Well, you're comparing the Chicago Blackhawks with the Charleston Chiefs, which is like apples and oranges. Granted, the Blackhawks struggled, which we struggled also, but you turn the franchise around, you get the right people in the right positions, and that's what happened with the Blackhawks. That's what happens with the Charleston Chiefs. They brought in the Hanson brothers. We turned the mentality of the team around. We gave the superstars of our hockey team a chance to score goals, like Ned Braden and Paul Newman and all those guys, where they got to score goals, and we were the enforcers, and all the teams were scared of us. And you need a combination of that, in not only in the National Hockey League now, but in the movie, where you have your role players that play their roles well.
Absolutely. As hockey players, or as an athlete in general, when you've got ownership that is trying to sell the team that you're a part of, What's that like to be able to go through as an athlete, not knowing what the future of not only your athletic career is, but what the future of this franchise?
Well, it's very depressing, especially when you got a love affair with the jacuzzi and you really like your bus and you think they're going to sell the jacuzzi and the bus. It gets really pretty, and the skate shop. It gets pretty depressing, you know. And but we pick each other up, and we've been a part of that. But you know, as hockey players, you control what you can control, and that's what you do on the ice. And you know, when we played, we were passionate about the game. The game came first, and everything else came second. So we didn't worry about the stuff that was happening off the ice. We just worried about what was going on the ice, and did our best and had a good time, and you know, just went at it as best we could and do the best we can to try to win a championship, which we did.
We did.
Yeah, and then had a parade, you know, and got some free mugs and
Leisure suit.
leisure suit, yeah. So all kind of cool stuff.
Very good. I guess one last question that I have before we wrap this up is, since 1977, how many of those Coke machines have you guys broken?
The friggin' machine took my quarter, all right, and I didn't realize it was 35 cents. So I didn't put enough money in the machine, and the Universal Studios had to buy him a whole new pop machine.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a mental mistake.
It happens.
It happens.
But it made for great.
And one thing we knew, that machine didn't have any of that stinking root beer in it. It was grape or orange.
No root beer.
No,
stinking
root beer.
Very good. Well, Hanson brothers of the movie Slapshot, thank you very much
Well,
for
thank
joining
you.
us here on Sportstownchicago.com. Really appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Steve.